Hello, everyone. The next most launches of a rocket in a single year was by the Soviet Soyuz, which I think did a little over 60 launches. We did 96, which means that no other family of orbital class rockets has launched more than 63 times a year. We also beat the record for the most launches by a heavy lift vehicle, the Saturn V, which I think we did with 5 launches last year. Finally, Elon Musk talked about SpaceX mission, which sounds like something out of a sci-fi book. Musk isn't just thinking about the present, he's also thinking about the future of humanity. His talk about becoming a multiplanetary, this idea of not just visiting but inhabiting other planets, is a leap in human achievement on a scale that's hard to comprehend. And then there's this profound reflection on the evolution and fragility of human civilization. Think about it, we've been around for just a blink of an eye in the grand timeline of the universe. It puts things into perspective, doesn't it? It reminds us of how fragile our existence really is. This is not just about exploration, it's about survival. It's about ensuring that human consciousness, our culture, our achievements, and our very essence have a fighting chance to continue even if Earth faces unimaginable challenges. Now let's turn our attention to something truly extraordinary. But Starship is something special, on the thing that is like the Holy Grail, like the critical breakthrough needed to make life multiplanetary and for humanity to be a space-faring civilization, is a fully and rapidly reusable rocket. And so we've gone most of the way there with Falcon 9. SpaceX's achievements and the challenges they've faced. Listening to Elon Musk talk about SpaceX, it's clear we're witnessing history in the making. Musk's vision of making fully reusable. Not only is SpaceX's goal to make fully reusable space rockets huge, but he also said that with current knowledge of physics, it is almost impossible to do so. This one sentence alone shows how big of a deal SpaceX is trying to make their goals. It's not enough to just push the limits. They need to rethink what's possible in aerospace technology. This is different from standard aerospace companies. SpaceX is not only playing a different game, they are in a whole different league. While others have been tested using traditional methods, SpaceX has been busy making new rules for space travel. How they're different is that it's not just about doing things better, it's also about doing things that were once thought to be impossible. The problems they've solved and the barriers they've broken all point to a future where space travel could be as common as air travel. Can you imagine a future where going to space is part of our daily lives? It sounds like something out of a science fiction book, but Musk and SpaceX are making it more and more likely. Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter and his plans for its future. I'm a little slower than usual because I didn't get much sleep, but what I'm working on has a big impact on the future. For example, I think it's fair to say that Tesla has sped up the arrival of renewable energy. Before Tesla, no one was making electric cars, but now almost every major company in the world is building them. We just heard Elon Musk talk about his amazing work ethic and how Tesla has had a big effect on renewable energy. It's truly amazing, isn't it? The man works 16-hour days, 7 days a week, and he's 51 years old. That's not something you hear every day. Now let's talk about the impact Tesla has had on the auto industry. Before Tesla, the idea of electric cars was just an idea. Musk said, "Well, we haven't announced our next car program yet, so I can't talk too much about our upcoming vehicle program or programs that haven't been announced, but we do expect to make cars that are more affordable than the current Model 3 or Model Y." Musk went into great detail about how Tesla makes its cars, and what he said was shocking. It was a bold statement, but coming from him, it carries a lot of weight. It's not enough to just make cars. We need to change the way cars are made. It's not just about making cars faster or cheaper. It's also about making them smarter. Musk's examples show that Tesla isn't just following the playbook. They're writing it. For example, when he talked about the fiberglass mats on the battery packs, he said, "We went to all that trouble for a pot that shouldn't exist." This isn't just about cutting costs. It's about optimizing and questioning every assumption in car manufacturing. This is where you see Elon Musk as a leader, not just as a figurehead, but as someone who's actually on the factory floor solving real problems. Hearing Musk say that he lived in the factory in Fremont and the one in Nevada for 3 years straight is truly inspiring. Imagine that. The CEO of one of the world's most innovative companies, not sitting in a corner office, but living and breathing the same air as his production line workers. This isn't just about managing. It's about leading by example, and it's not just for show. Musk sleeping under his desk and waking up to the smell of metal dust sends a powerful message to his team. Musk is changing what it means to be in charge of a business. Instead of making decisions from away, you have to be with your team on the ground. As Musk talks about Tesla's journey, it's like watching a visionary novel come to life. But the team knew I was there because they could see me sleeping on the floor during shift change. That made a huge difference, and they did their part. So the focus is always on lowering costs and providing leadership. He talked about the goal to increase production to an amazing 40,000 cars a week by the end of the year. Just stop and think about that for a moment. That's not just a goal, it's a huge undertaking. The logistics and materials needed are mind-boggling, but Musk talks about it with such clarity and conviction as if it were just another milestone waiting to be reached. But what really struck me was when he talked about Tesla's early days and the need for vertical integration. Everyone didn't want to share their toys with Tesla, the new kid on the block. Musk and his team had to build their own playground because they couldn't rely on current supply chains. It wasn't just about being self-sufficient. It was also about survival and innovation. This wasn't just a stopgap measure. Tesla's success was built around the gap measure. They didn't just solve supply chain problems, they created new ones. That's what changes an industry, not just a business. Elon Musk talked about Tesla's breakthrough in autonomy and how it's shaping the company's future. It's an interesting topic that makes you think about the exciting direction Tesla is going in. I rarely try to convince people to invest in Tesla, and many times I've told them not to because our stock is too high, but they just keep buying the stock. Musk said something that really struck me. Economy is an insanely fundamental breakthrough, and he said that no one is even close to Tesla for solving generalized autonomy or generalized self-driving. That's a statement that really makes you sit up and pay attention. It's not just about winning the race, it's about starting a whole new race. Tesla's focus on self-driving cars isn't just an extra feature. Sure, it's a game that could change everything about why having a car is valuable. It's not just a car when it drives itself, it's something else. Beast, it's like comparing a horse-drawn carriage to a modern car. This isn't just about cool technology. It's also about how it will affect our daily lives. For example, Musk imagines that Tesla's self-driving technology will allow your car to run errands for you while you're at work. And then there's the investment side of things. Musk isn't just talking about making nice cars. He's talking about making real value. If Tesla gets this self-driving technology right, it could have a huge effect on the company's value. It's like Musk is playing chess while everyone else is playing squares. Okay, everyone, let's end with a subject that's very important for the future of electric cars. I think that the long-term goal for our supercharger stations is that they will have solar panels and batteries like Tesla's so that as many of them as possible can run on their own. This is a big part of making EVs not only possible but also better for everyone. When Musk talked about expanding Tesla's charging network, it really brought out the bigger picture of electric vehicles. It's not enough to just sell cars. You need to make an environment where these cars can thrive. And that means having a strong, easy-to-use charging network. Musk talked about some really smart ways to set up more charging sites. It means coming up with new ideas. For example, charging points that work with streetlights would be a smart way to plan an urban area right. It's about making sure that Southeast stations would still work even if zombies took over. So what could go wrong in Twitter? I think most people would say that. Given how the market has changed, that was a surprise turn of events. Musk laid out some interesting ideas for Twitter. He's not just looking at where I am, and based on his past work, who knows what Twitter will be like in a few years when he's in charge.